All right, no problem. You were an NIH-funded researcher, ultimately turned whistleblower to make it clear. You were part of a grant program. Why don't you explain to me what you witnessed firsthand?
Yeah, and I didn't work at the NIH, but I was NIH funded working in higher education. And that's most of higher education research, right? Funded by the NIH. And what you see is a lot of fraud. You see a lot of these investigators, what they do is they get grants funded to work on a specific project to the tune of $1 to $2 million. And then they take that money and then they use it on other research that they want to do, whatever they feel like doing in many cases. And I saw that firsthand. And then they use that other research to try to get another grant. And then they use the money for that grant to do whatever other research that they want with very little oversight. And so it's like getting millions of dollars to work on X, but you decide to work on Y because you want to. Like you said, and there's a lot of crazy things that are being worked on, whether it's transgender mice or worse. And so the taxpayers are funding this without knowing it, and there's no oversight. And they have to push these publications, right, to prove that they're actually doing the work. And all they do is they peer review each other, approve these publications, use them to get more grant funding, and it goes nowhere. The biggest problem with this is most of it's not reproducible. And that's why a lot of this ends up being fraudulent and something that the taxpayer should not be investing in.
All right. So is there no checks and balances? Is there no one at NIH saying, hey, even going and checking the lab, maybe checking the work and saying, hey, what's going on here, rather than just sending out the money and hoping that you're doing something great?
I love that idea. It's like, right, the checks that they have on Wall Street, where they can just go in literally to the office, take all the data whenever they want for the traders and to see what they've been doing to try to find the fraud. Nope, there's none of that. Nobody goes into these academic institutions. Nobody checks on the research. They're supposed to have these oversight panels, right? But it's very loose. And they use, right, the complex words. They talk about, oh, well, all of this research is kind of related because it's all related to biology. So we were really doing that research. And this is what they do to be able to get away with it. And then if they do get caught in outright fraud, the journals that are publishing this fraudulent data, right, nothing happens to them. They don't lose their funding, even the ones that get federal funding. The investigators themselves, the researchers, they get a slap on the wrist, maybe go to a different university into a leadership position there. Look.